Hello and welcome to a discussion about the Marvel Zombies Kickstarter going out. So I've had a few people asking me what my thoughts on this were, if I'm getting it or not, and if so, what pledge I'll be going with. So figured this would be a good way to jump into it, just do a live discussion here. So when Simon announced this game, two things happened with me. I was excited and I knew it was going to be expensive, and the Kickstarter is now here, and those two things are still true. I'm still excited and it's going to be expensive. So just for clarification, this video is not totally for me telling you to back it or not to back it. It's just my thoughts on what I'm doing with it, and hopefully that can help you make your decisions too. Also, I do not have any I haven't done any demos with the new game. I don't have any insights other than what you all can already find on the internet. So we'll go ahead and break down into the Kickstarter page here and see what I see. So you can see they've already made over $5 million. Pretty impressive. Over 19,000 backers and 4 days to go. So I'm sure that price is just going to keep on rising on up. Looking down, this is a game for 1 to 6 players, so it's a zombicide game, ages 14 and up, and takes about an hour to play. And if compared to my plays with zombicide, it's depending on how things go, could be quicker, could take a little bit longer, depending on your dice rolls. A lot of people out there definitely more experienced rolling dice than me. I'm one of those people, the dice usually hate me, but I still love playing the games anyway. So the previous zombicides I've gotten, I got the original zombicide, enjoyed that, except for the one rule that everyone disliked, where if you shot into space with your allies, they took the damage verse, so you had to kill off your friends before you could kill zombies. That got changed with Black Plague, so when I got that ordered in, I got rid of the original version, and I still have Black Plague with me. Also got Green Horde, and that has been the zombicide game for me. So with this one, definitely excited, but we can go down to the price points here, which is the first thing we see, the Undead Pledge. So getting just the core box, $130, pretty expensive for just one game, but the other zombicide games are around $100 around there to start with. So in this mode, you can play as zombies, you feed off bystanders, so you're playing as zombie heroes, if you can call it. They used to be heroes, now they've converted to zombies and eating people. And instead of defeating zombies, you're fighting zombies, and you're trying to take out the shield agents that are trying to take you down. You can see here, hunger makes you powerful, but you must devour someone to maintain control. So if you don't keep your hunger in check, then you'll start taking damage in the game. So this is the first pledge. And just to get things out of the box about pricing on this game, so in addition to the base pricing you're seeing here, there's definitely going to be some high shipping costs for this game. So I'm going to go ahead and jump down to the bottom. Well, we'll look at the base pledges, and then we'll look at what pricing does to all this. So $130 for the core sets. Then, if you want the core set plus the X-Men Resistance expansion, that's going to be $240. And what this does is it allows you to play in hero mode, or you can play as the heroes taking on the zombies and trying to keep those in check. So it's balanced to play either way, which is a great addition. So you play as the last remaining living superheroes. You rescue bystanders instead of eating them. Stand against the zombie heroes and hordes of zombie mutants. That's pretty neat what they've done with these zombies here. And you take a look at the board here. Very reminiscent of all the other zombie games. An awesome dashboard. Get your hero character on. Instead of finding weapons and things, your base skills are going to be on your card. You have your bystanders and some traits that you can get to level up. And then we get on to the Galactus Pledge. $410 gets you the Galactus Pledge, the core set, and the X-Men expansion. Very expensive. When I first saw this, I immediately thought of the Cthulhu Death May Die game. And the one regret I have of that game is not getting the huge Cthulhu miniature. So for this one, Galactus is not going to be forgotten. And as we look through this pledge, you need to take a look at this Kickstarter exclusive thing. So that's going to be a big thing with the price points of what you want to do. For me, I'll go ahead and spill the beans. I'm all in on this. Most of the people that know me already know that. There's no way I wasn't getting everything for this game. Huge fan of the Black Plague. I like the zombie side thing. I like chucking dice and barely making it out alive. It's a lot of fun. So once again, $130, probably going to be close to retail. So why would you back it here if you can get it at retail for a cheaper price and not have to pay the shipping fees? It's all about the Kickstarter exclusives. So $130 gets you in, $240 gets you to play where you can be a zombie hero or or the normal hero. And then $410 gets you the Galactus Pledge. Then we're going to jump down to the bottom. Just get straight to the point here. And there's a lot of other things to look at. Number one, there's 2-wave shipping. So they are expecting for the core set to be delivered in October of 2022. But everything else is going to be delivered in June of 2023. So that gets down into the shipping cost also. So I'm in the States. So if I get just the core set and I get it in 1-wave shipping, I'm looking at another $35. 2 waves, if I get the core set and something else, $52. The Resistance, you can see the difference there. And then, of course, if you get Galactus, we're paying over $100 in shipping in 2 waves. And why do you want to get that in 2 waves? Well, if everyone else is getting their core set and retailers, that's another thing with this one. They're going to be getting their stuff in June and, in October, I'm sorry. And then you won't get your stuff until October. Or I'm sorry, if the retailers will be getting their stuff in October and then other people getting their stuff in June of the next year. So that's also a problem. That's the way the Marvel United also worked too. So that's something to look at. So you're paying for extra shipping. There's 2 waves. So if you get just 1 wave, you're getting all your stuff at the 2nd wave point. So a lot of people are going to be getting it at retail before you. So those are the 2 things you need to be aware of. Mainly is it's going to cost some money. What pledges do you want to be in? And then, of course, what type of shipping do you want to get with this? And then back to the why you're going to pay $130 plus shipping when you can get everything at retail. The thing is the Kickstarter exclusives. So we'll go past all this stuff. So already stretch goals. All these are Kickstarter exclusives, so they will not be in the core retail set. So I'm read some of the names here, but there's a ton of miniatures Kickstarter exclusive. So these are all zombies. You got Luke Cage, Beast, Winter Soldier, Kingpin, Daredevil, Moon Knight, Gamora, Bullseye, and Elektra is coming up. Then additional superheroes coming out. You've got Luke Cage, Beast, Winter Soldier, Moon Knight, Daredevil, Doctor Doom, and like I said, the list goes on. So that's what you're paying for the all that shipping and waiting. And then they have daily unlocks. So they've been unlocking about 2 characters a day. So you can see we've got some heroes, more zombies, and then, of course, bystanders. And that's one neat thing they're doing instead of everything being one color tone. So instead of looking down at a map of nothing but gray miniatures, your heroes that are not zombies are going to be grayish or blue. And, of course, your zombified heroes are in a green color, and then your bystanders are going to be a different color. So even if you don't do any painting on this game, it should be easy to find everything that's on the board. Let's see here. Keep on going down the list. Dark Phoenix, that just looks awesome right there. And what you can add to your pledge, so for some reason you're not getting the full kit up at the top for $410. Maybe you just want the core set and Galactus. You've got an add-on there. And of course, with Galactus, he's got an interchangeable head and an arm. So whether he's undead or not dead just yet, you can swap those out. And you also get Silver Surfer in both forms. Then the additional expansions, which we knew more expansions were coming this. I assume they're going to have another surprise or 2 in the next 4 days. We have the Fantastic Four Under Siege, so you can get that team and put those all in there. And, of course, they come with both versions, so you can play them as zombie characters or not yet zombies. Also have Hydra Resurrection, so you've got the Red Skull, Vision, Black Widow, and some others in there for another $50. Then we have the Guardians of the Galaxy set, So you can get all those in there along with Howard the Duck. Artist Special Edition, so different version sculpt of some of the other heroes and their different cards. And this is something that was new. I think it must have come in yesterday. Plastic tokens. So the core game is going to come with your typical cardboard tokens. These are going to be a harder plastic. Let me see here if I can zoom out and take a look at what happened in the other pledge. So in the other game, instead of getting cardboard tokens, that came in plastic, so they're a lot harder, not going to bend, going to work out well. And of course, looking at the miniatures from the previous set, they definitely know how to do minis. And of course, in all these other games, they had just normal bases on them. And with the Kickstarter edition here, they're going to have actually customized bases on all of them. So that's something we can go back up and look at. All the bases on these miniatures have terrain on them instead of just having a flat base. So that's another neat thing. They did that also with Marvel United. So get back to where we were. Guardians of the Galaxy, special edition, and the plastic tokens. And of course, you can get extra dice, which the way I roll dice, sometimes they end up in a timeout. So I'm going to need extra pairs of dice to get that going. So the Zombicide basics, so you've seen all the pledges. It goes through how you play the game. If you played Zombicide, it's a campaign-driven or scenario-based. You go in, the book's going to have a scenario book, tells you what you need to get done, and you try to do that. So you're going to need typically 4 to 6 zombies playing, or 4 to 6 heroes played by 1 to 6 players. You try to get through that mission. If just one of your characters dies, then the game's over, and you try again, and you make fun of the person that rolled poorly, which is usually me when you're playing these games like that. Going down to our unique skills. So this is another change. In the previous game, usually you had kind of more of a tech tree. So as you leveled up in the game, you could kind of split off in different directions. Let me see if I can show you how that worked before. So this is from the Black Plague. So you can see Nellie here. So when she made it out of level 1, of course, everyone's next action was you get +1 action, but then she had options in the next ones. And of course, that was one of the things people were checking out when they first heard this was going to be Zombicide. How is searching going to work? Because that would be weird if you're playing a superhero and all of a sudden you go down and you found a hammer or an axe when you're the Hulk. You really don't need that type of stuff. So now everyone's special abilities is going to be on their playing card, and there's really no different path to take on there. And also your attacks are going to be right on your sheet also. So you can see he's got his vibranium shield. You've got his rage where he's attacking, how many dice he rolls, and then on a D6, 3 and ups is going to hit and deal some damage. And also, well, we've got our health on this one side, and then over here we have our hunger track. You want to keep this down below the 4, or else every turn you're going to start taking damage until you eat someone and start feeling better about being a zombie. So here for devouring with Captain America, needs to be in a space. He's rolling 1 die, and he needs 4 up. And if he devours a target, well, then his hunger is satisfied, and he go back to his normal things. Get a little drink here. And then since you're not going around searching for cards, you can use an action to get a zombie trait. So a one-time use item that you can get. Eating bystanders. I don't know how this works thematically. I guess after you've eaten a person, you take in some of their soul maybe, and you get a special power for those. And they're showing a bunch of the bystanders there. Of course, this is talking about showing your health here and your hunger, keeping that in check. The nice dashboards, very nice plastic to keep track of everything on your board, keep everything in place. They really set the standard for upping the components. And then the shield agents is what is taking on the zombies here. So we've got different sculpts of all those characters. So basically in the base game, these were your walker characters, which are now shield troopers. And then what was called the fatties in the original sets are now shield guards. And then you had your speedsters, which are now shield specialists. And then you've got your enemy superheroes, which used to be the abominations in the old game. So bringing those in, they're going to have higher health, have 2 actions, and some special abilities. and of course a whole bunch of tiles that they can play with. And then of course the core set's going to come with everything you need in case you get the next set, so that you can be compatible, taking each of your heroes from zombie form to non-zombie form. And then they have the rule books already set out. Get that popped up so you can take a look at how everything plays. It's got everything set in there. I mean, they've kind of got the system down pat from the previous Zombicide game. So as far as the rule book goes, showing you all your components, setup, and everything you need to do. The only thing I haven't seen yet are the campaign books. So as far as their work in progress rule book, looks good to me. So we'll go ahead and jump out of that. And then, of course, getting into your X-Men Resistance, they're going to come for the hero mode, so you can play as the heroes before they get turned to zombies. Going over their powers, so they look like they definitely have less health. And then instead of getting hungry, they're going to get basically XP, so they can have more powerful attacks as needed. And then heroic traits, and instead of eating bystanders, they're going to save some bystanders and kind of do a team up with them and get special abilities. And of course, we got their nice board and trackers. And in this one, you've got zombie mutants. I like what they did here with Multiple Man. So he's going to be your regular walkers. Then they had the Reavers as the brutes and the Hellfire Soldiers as the runners. So pretty neat how they did all that. And of course, here we've got the Xavier's Mansion tiles and the zombie mode compatibility. And rulebook excerpts on that if you want to take a look at it. And then showing a little bit more about Galactus. So he's got his living version in here and the undead version. And all the things that comes with that set. So when it comes down to it, I mean, like I said, this is very much a, do you want to spend money now to get all these Kickstarter exclusives and pay for the shipping? Or are you willing to wait for retail just to get the base game? Like I've said before, even before the game came out, that's why I'm not the best at doing those. Should you back this game or not? I was all in before the Kickstarter pledge even started. Of course, now they're still going through stretch goals. I'm sure we'll see several more of those go out through this campaign and the optional buys. And of course, CMON has some quick videos you can look at for those. And getting some extra dice. And like I said, just be aware of the 2-wave shipping, that if you go all in on this pledge and you do 1-wave shipping, you're going to get your core box several months after everyone else has gotten theirs. So that is one thing you definitely want to keep an eye on for that. So as always, hope you enjoyed this quick look into the Marvel Zombies Kickstarter game. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe and keep on playing some games there.